and welcome back to Correcc and today we'll be focusing on the 3 practices that you'll need to do before your presentation. So stick around and find out. So how many of you feel before your big presentation, you go up there and you feel like your throat is all scratchy, your mouth is dry, your tongue is all knotted in a few places, and you can't share what you want to share before you fumble or stumble with your words? So if you do, this video is definitely perfect for you. So there are a few practices that we can apply to our daily habits before we go up for a presentation or something that we'll need to do, be it a big grand presentation on stage or even a small little presentation online. So there are a few practices that we should keep to when we want to go for a presentation. Practice 1. Drink warm water. So when you drink warm water, it actually helps to not only lubricate your throat, but at the same time helps you open up the vocal cords so that your speech comes out smoother and clearer. And on that note, avoid drinking cold water before your presentation because cold water does the exact opposite of warm water. So this is a little bit on science, but you'll remember that heat makes things expand and cold things make things contract. So to make sure that your vocal cords are fully in use, make sure you drink more warm water. Practice number 2, and on top of the things that we should and shouldn't consume, we should avoid taking anything with caffeine or coffee. So you'd want to avoid drinking caffeine because it actually dehydrates our throats or dehydrates our bodies. So instead, we encourage you to drink more water and warm water preferably. And on that note, what most speakers would want to do is to avoid things that make you gassy. Yes, because burping on stage and burping in camera is a real thing. So we usually try to avoid eating anything that makes us gassy so that we don't burp or stumble on our words when we have some form of stomach discomfort. And practice number 3. Practice number 3 is exercise. Yes, exercise. And I don't mean going out to do some HIIT or some cardio. What exercises they are, we have 3 types of exercises. The first one being vocal warm-ups. Just like your body, you need to warm up your throat because your throat is another part where you need to stretch out before you go out and give a big presentation. Now, why is this so? When you go out for a presentation, especially when you have a big stage to command, you will need to extend your voice to speak very loud or speak loud enough for the audience to hear. Now, what happens is if your voice is not warmed up, in the worst case scenario, you will tear it. But in the not so great but actually would damage your presentation scenario, you'd end up with this really scratchy throat and you'll feel this huge discomfort when it comes to speaking. So what you'll need to do is to make sure that your voice is warmed up, and how you can do that is go say from low to high and then from soft to loud. So high, soft, low, loud, and that is to stretch out your muscles. I would recommend doing it in a closed room, or if you have a place to practice speaking out loud, go and do that. The second practice is the jaw and tongue exercises. So you'll want to exercise your jaw and your tongue. When you exercise these parts of your mouth, you'll realize that your articulation is actually smoother, as these parts of the mouth is essential in making sure that the words that come out of your mouth is clear. So go and practice some tongue exercises and jaw exercises with the videos above. The third exercise is breathing. Breathing is so underrated because we always assume that breathing comes naturally, when in fact, sometimes when we are stressed or anxious, we actually have very irregular breathing patterns. So how can we overcome this? Breathing exercises. So when we speak, we have a very different style of breathing because we'll need to exhale while we speak. How can we do that? Have a lot of pauses in your presentation, and at the same time, take short, quick breaths every time you breathe or every time you have a chance to breathe. For example, if I were to say this sentence: welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 3 practices that you'll need before your presentation. So, how can we slow that down and take time to breathe? First thing, break it up. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be talking about the 3 practices we should do before a presentation. So you'll notice that these little tiny breaths will help you to move your presentation forward. Now, I'm not saying you can't go fast, you can, but you'll need to have some breathing exercises to expand your lungs and also to train it to know when you'll take in those breaths. And when you do, your lungs will thank you. So make sure you have some breathing exercises into your practice and exercise regime and you'll be fine. So these are our 3 practices we should do before our presentation. Remember, number 1, drink warm water, and if you can, avoid cold water. Number 2, avoid caffeine because those things will dry out your throat. Practice number 3, exercise. With that, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more tips and practices before you go up for your presentation, hit the comment below. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. We hope to help everyone have clear pronunciations and have amazing presentations in the future. So with that, we'll see you next time.